Just cheating. Bless you. Thank you.
All right. I think we stopped at Brooke. Am I right?
It was on.
So,
Then we stop that case.
I feel like Case did one. All right. So, Brooke, what can go into the first one?
2.
Okay, that is true, but if you don't get it, the biggest thing possible, I can't give you full credit. So, what's bigger than 2 that goes into those?
4.
4. Anything else?
4A.
4A. Okay, then you divide both of those by 4A, and you should get.
A minus 2.
All right. Owen, how about number 2?
You do divide it by 9.
Yeah. No letters this time, right? Because
Yeah.
they're
So
different.
we x minus 3y.
Item number 3.
No, we're gonna go around. Okay. Miranda, shh. What can go on number 3? 7. And then what will be left? So 14 divided by 7 is 2. What about those A's? Shh, guys, be quiet. What about the A's? Okay. Yeah, 14 divided by 7 is 2, but the A's, we're not taking anything out of those, so they'll just stay the same.
Why wouldn't we take anything out of it? Like, why would we
Okay.
put 7a squared and then?
Why aren't we taking 7A squared out?
Because there's no A.
Because there's nothing on this last term to take out. It's got to come out of all of them. So just the 7 works. All right. On this middle term, do you know what's going to be left? Well, 7 divided by 7 is 1. So it'll just be 1a squared, or you just put a squared. And then 21, take out 7 divided by 7 is 3. And that is all. So we didn't really touch the letters, didn't do anything with the letters on this one. All right, Brianna, what can go into these 2? 5, anything else? No, just 5, but what about the letters? What letters are in both of these? Just 1A, yeah. They both have at least 1A. And divide both by 1A. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. What's a to the third divided by a? Just 2. So basically when we divide an a out, we just subtract the exponent by 1. So that'll leave a squared minus 20 divided by 5 is 4. What's going to happen to this a? It'll go away because we're taking 1a out. So that will still leave the b squared. That almost is a square minus a square, but not quite because 3 doesn't have a square root. So that's all you can do. Okay, Mallory, number 5. What can we take out of both of those? Right, they both have at least x squared, and they both have at least y squared. What's left? If we
X squared plus y.
Alright. Are we acing it so far? Okay, anything you miss, those are the ones you need to go over again. So you might like circle those or something. So I didn't change, the directions aren't changing, but I did like put a line on the test, implying that these problems are a little bit different than the last. Huh? X squared, y squared, x squared plus y. I think I would squeeze it right there. Alright, can you guys tell the type of problem this section is? Yeah, I just call it three-term. It's basic three-term factoring because there's no numbers up in front. These are the kind you prefer. Maybe. It's what multiplies into 12, that adds up to 7. And you can kind of check your answers on all these, right? If you multiply all your answers together, if you remember how to multiply polynomials, it should go back to this. If you remember, in this case, it'd be if you remember how to FOIL. From the last chapter, yeah. If you didn't do well in the last chapter, I guess that might not help as much.
There's no bronze, right?
That tells you something right there.
That's pretty sure.
Moses, I found out who Lola was. Eli told me.
I kind of. Are we talking about the?
Hey Wyatt, don't you look over that 33% chance? 33% chance, Wyatt?
No.
It's Moses' ideal wife.
Oh, fun.
33. 99.
That doesn't work.
Alright, did you guys get them?
It's not me.
Okay, let's do one more minute. See if you can get one more if you haven't finished it yet.
Pretty sure mine was something. I did.
Luke, have you done these? Do the problems.
These are Jordan, these are pretty easy, you should totally like jump up the letter next one, like 10%.
Well, the hardest section's probably the last two there's like 5 sections. The hardest are probably the last two.
How many questions?
I think I'll do
25.
You should give us some 4 terms to factor.
You should give us a
How many?
100 questions.
25 questions?
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay, Josiah, did you figure out 6?
Yeah.
What'd you get? Right. Yeah, the question was what multiplies into 12 that also adds up to 7. So yeah, that's right. Okay, Moses 7. What multiplies into negative 15 that would add up to 2.
5 and negative
Good job,
Okay. 8's got a little wrinkle. Corbin, did you figure this one out?
Yeah, I got x plus 4y, x plus 4y.
Right, so instead of just putting 4 and 4 on the end, 4 and 4 multiply to 16 and they add up to 8. But because there's a y squared there, you have to put a y right there. I'd probably just take a point. I won't be too mean if you forget the y, but I will take at least a point off.
Ryan.
Let's see where he's going. Bo, I guess.
I can do it, Mr. Joe.
Bo, did you figure out 9?
Would you do, no.
Well, there's a reason for that. What's the only thing that goes into 7? 1 times 7. Does that add up to 5?
Or 4.
So I didn't try, or 4. I did not try to trick you on that one. It just doesn't work.
I can do 10.
Okay, it is not your turn.
But I
See
want
the pattern here. Okay, John.
I do n times n and it's n minus 1 times n minus 1.
Okay, 7 and 1 add up to 8. So we need negative 7, negative 1. All right.
Yay.
Next section. What do you guys think is going to come next? Actually, I think the 3rd and the 5th section are the hardest.
Uh-oh, what's next, Mr. Gordon back?
These are the ones I actually have to think about a little bit.
I didn't give it to you. On your drawings.
Oh dear.
Oh, darn it.
I tried to do it. I tried to do
You can always
Alright, that's short. But again,
Like, it's fine if you're like on office. Even if you go to you can do it.
I hope I did that one right. Let me think about it.
I can't.
Not that bad.
Shut up.
Ooh, nice. Pretty nice.
Bro.
It's not a compliment coming from them. It's a compliment.
Ah,
Okay, we're.
There was one
Having some technical difficulties.
Thank you for guys talking a second.
Is that why you're saying
alright, let's just do 4 of those, it'll probably take a while. Okay. Let's do one of these at the beginning, just to remind you how they go, in case you guys forget. I'm sure some, hush, hush. I'm sure some of us have not mastered these yet, so let's look at one. Okay. Sophie, we'll just do 11, then I'm gonna stop and let you guys work on these other 3. Sophia, do you remember how we do these? What goes in the front? 2x and x. Because you need something that multiplies into 2x squared. 2x times 1x. Okay, for the back, what could go into the back, Sophia? Well, it's got to be something that multiplies into 3. So what could multiply into 3? So it could be 1 and 3. It could be, you might have been looking at number 12. It could be 1 and 3. It could be 3 and 1. And you just got to kind of see which one works. She said 1 and 3. I think she's right. But how do we check and see if this is right, though? Yeah, just the outside inside part of FOIL should do it. So the outside is 6x. The inside is 1x. And that adds up to 7x. So that is right. If the 3 and the 1 were backwards, it wouldn't work. Okay, so why don't you guys try the other 3, see? Crack the code. Not unless I screwed up. I tried to do these in my head, so I might have made a mistake. Which one do you think is prime?
14.
13.
I think 14 is.
Ow.
Oh.
I think that's disgusting.
Yeah, I got prime 14.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna change this one.
What'd you do? You did this and tried to.
What?
No, you did something good. You just like said, it's fine. You have to solve this. You did this and try. Let me see if you did this.
Okay, does that work?
Yeah, I didn't copy it.
No, darn it.
Plus two.
Okay, I'll just do this. There.
Give me my pencil. My pencil and eraser. It's easy. It's so peaceful. Just go wash your hands. Get it. Give me my eraser.
I go wash my hands.
Why?
I got puke on.
Oh.
When did this happen?
What? Started out puke out.
Just now?
Kind of gross.
Do you need to go home? Did you actually just
Kinda
throw up?
gross, that is
Was it?
gross.
I didn't just throw it up. I snorted it.
Oh. Do that, Brian.
Actually, it was throw up.
Yeah.
That's
the thing.
You were my Chris?
You're joking.
Right,
I
babe?
just want to
Yeah, it's more sour. It's sour.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
He walked
She's
on
just got blood.
He won on that
Alright,
What am I trying to do? Get my hair.
here we go. Think we're at Wyatt. So, Wyatt, what could go on the front on this one?
3x
3x and
x.
x. Okay, did you figure out what goes into 6?
-2 and -3.
Right. So it's 2 and 3, but for it to add up to -11 when you FOIL, we need the negative version. Okay, so yeah, now the outside is -9x, the inside is -2x, and that does add up to -11x. So I guess part of the reason this is these are confusing because we switch between multiplying and adding a lot, right? Multiplying, adding, subtracting, just jump back and forth. Okay. Let's see, where are we at? Hank, what could go in the front on this one?
Could be 5x and x.
Okay, shh,
Then it'd be like,
hush.
be +4 and -2, so +4 and 5 and -2.
Okay, yeah, what goes into -8, 4, -2, and if you do it this way. So this is the one where you just have to try and see if it works or not. And if it doesn't work, you might have to switch the 2 and the 4, or try 8 and 1. Just try different combos. This is -10 plus 4, which is -6. Alright, 14, maybe a little bit tricky. I don't know if there's one on the test. Did anybody figure this one out? Okay, the reason I think it's a little bit tricky is because 3a and... Hey, I'm about to start taking some points off for a day. Actually, I think I already will. You need to stop talking. Okay, what goes into 6a squared is 3a and 2a, but that doesn't work on this one. So what else goes into 6a squared? 6a and 1a. And then for -5, what goes into that? 5 and -1. Okay, we're not, you guys are getting the adding and multiplying mixed up. 5 times -1 equals that. Well, actually -5 and 1 in this case. Because now the outside is 6a, the inside is -5a when you multiply, and then when you add those, that adds up to 1a. Alright, anyways, that's that one. Next section. I don't think this one's the hardest, but if you don't know how to do it, it could go downhill quickly. Let's see here. chance. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be lots of A's, lots of non-A's. I wouldn't bet on it, no. Ooh, do you guys know? Might have forgot that one.
Is there gonna be any decimals in this, Mr. Blue?
Nope. Okay, yeah, so what did I call this pattern? Square minus square. Because all of these have square roots, which means something times itself equals this. Equals this, equals this, equals this. Something times itself equals all these things.
So number 16, we do like what we normally do, 4x minus blank and then x minus blank.
No, well, not on these, no. Huh?
That's a 6. No, it's a 8.
Okay, so when it's a square minus a square, they're almost like twins. They're almost like twins. The only difference is one of them's gonna have a plus, one of them's gonna have a minus. So, Jackson, how about the first one, 15?
You do x plus 5, x minus 5.
Right. So, x times x, that's what gives us the x squared, and 5 and negative 5, that's what gives us the negative 25. Okay. Avery is 16. Shh.
2x minus 3 and then 2x plus 3.
Yeah. 2x minus 3, 2x plus 3. Manny, 17.
A squared minus 4, a squared plus 4.
Yeah. Alright. Does anybody notice something about that one?
There's still squares. There's 2 different exponents.
No. There's, after you do that, there's another square minus a square right there. That could factor in. I think I might make the one like this if you get the extra part. I might make that a bonus. A couple points or so. Yeah, after you do the square minus the square, it goes again. Just that part, not this one. That's not a minus, so this one does not factor. Okay. Let's see, Brian, we're at Brian, right?
49A plus 11A.
No, Brian. Okay, the pattern is what times itself equals that? What times itself equals that? What times itself equals that? So what times itself equals 49a squared? What times itself is 4? Now you're thinking of adding, but it's not that either. What times itself? Forgot that one. Okay, do you guys know what you can plug in the calc? Like, let's say it's a really big number and you didn't know it. Like, how could you figure out what times itself equals that? Really? Yeah, it's called the square root. We're doing a lot of this next chapter. Some of you might have forgot square root of 121. 11, that was on yesterday's assignment. Square root of 49 is 7. 7a and 7a. And for the back, square root of 121 is 11, so it's plus 11b minus 11b. Alright, Hannah, 19.
5x minus 6, and then 5x plus 6.
Okay, that'll be slightly wrong. It's close to right. You guys know why it's wrong? Might not, yeah.
Because the negative 125.
Yeah, so the 6's kind of need to go in front. Kind of. So it's actually 6 minus 5, minus 5x and 6 plus 5x. Which is a little bit different than this. These two are actually the same, right here. Those are the same thing, but this one, the minus is on the 6 and it's supposed to be on the 5x. So anyway, I would just leave these in front, the 6 is in front, and the 5x is in back, and then you should be good. A lot of people did that in the homework, so I'm glad that came up. A lot of people did this on the homework. And I think I took like a half off or something, but
So which one
this one is right. Just leave the 6's in front. Okay, I don't think we're gonna be able to do, let's maybe try 3 of these or so. Here, let's see, what was number 1?
Davin.
No.
Tomorrow we will play Donkey Kong. Tomorrow we're playing Donkey Kong.
Okay,
And all the doors will be unlocked.
last section. Just by looking at this one, you guys think you might know what kind of problem this is?
Take something out and then factor it back.
Okay, take something out, factor again. Take something out. Obviously, these are all evens, right? So something comes out, and then probably gonna factor again. I've got a good idea. Oh, did I do this one wrong? Hold on, let me think. No. Is 20 prime?
No.
Well, taking stuff out should make it prime. Maybe I copied the wrong thing down. Hold on. Should've been 24 over here, yeah. Yeah, okay, my bad. That should've been 24. Okay, yeah, I don't want any problems right now. So if we take a 2 out, we get that. And then the thing in parentheses can factor again. Does that look familiar?
Yeah.
I stole it from number 6, I think it was.
Why are you stealing this report?
I think that's easy. Okay.
Yeah.
How about 21? What comes out of that one?
5.
Maybe I should have done one where the letters come out. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's easy, kind of, if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's a mess.
X plus 4 minus.
Okay, obviously what comes out of 22?
7.
Should have put an extra letter in there.
Just put next one in.
Yeah, 42x. Oh. There we go.
Okay, now a 7x comes out.
X2 minus.
All right, what multiplies into -6 that adds up to -1? 2 and -3. That's it. All right. If you can do all those, you should be good on the test. If you didn't know any of them, you need to study. I'll give you guys some participation points or lack thereof, but